Hey, you're listening to Marketing Out Loud, a daily podcast where I share advice, stories, and insights to help you build a thriving consulting or professional services practice. To subscribe to the show, head over to marketingoutloud.fm. Had a client recently respond to some training I put together for my clients. And he said in response to this training, "Where were you a year ago when I needed to hear this?" And my initial reaction was, "Oh, that's nice. I guess he found it useful." And clearly it's an issue that he's been struggling with for a while, and it's valuable to him. Fantastic. And then suddenly I had this very sinking, uncomfortable feeling come over me. I had to wrestle with that for a little bit to figure out what was going on there. And what I found was not pretty. Where I was a year ago was I wasn't showing up. I wasn't doing the work. I wasn't creating the kind of content and training and sharing the kind of advice that this particular client needed to hear. So where was I a year ago? I mean, I was here, but I wasn't there for him. And it got me thinking, a year ago, I probably would have told you that I was showing up. I probably would have told you that I was doing my best. I probably told you that I'm doing everything that I can. But now, looking back on how far I've come in the last year, I can tell you I was not doing my best. I was not showing up the way that I should have shown up. I was not creating the kind of change and transformation for my clients that I could have been creating. Why? Fear, a sense of inadequacy, comfort, familiarity with the status quo, a lack of an appetite to take risks, lack of confidence in my own ideas, a lack of awareness around how much I can potentially help people and how badly people need help and how many people out there needed my help. All those things. And the interesting thing is I didn't get over all of that just by going through some kind of intellectual exercise where I woke up one day after thinking about it long and hard and decided, you know what? I do need to show up. I do need to create more content. I do need to create more training. I do need to show up and be the advisor that these people need. It's not how it happened. How it happened was I started showing up more and more incrementally, step by step, more content, more training, more ideas. I started becoming more and more prolific. And the more that I shared, the more feedback I got and the more of a response I got. And the more that I realized, oh my goodness, people need to hear this. These things that I take for granted because I think everybody knows them, people need to hear these things. And do you know what? I get this from my clients all the time. When they start publishing, when they start showing up as experts and thought leaders, and they start sharing their ideas with the market, ideas that they take for granted, ideas that they don't think are terribly valuable or groundbreaking or thought-provoking. The thing that I hear from them over and over and over again is, wow, I had no idea people would find this so useful. I had no idea that these ideas that I take for granted because I'm the freaking expert, I had no idea that all these people needed to hear these things, that this was useful to them. And they don't discover that to be true until they publish. And I didn't discover that to be true until I published. And the more that I published, the more that I found that people needed to hear what I had to say. And the more that what I had to say became stronger and more powerful and more relevant. So the thing I want to leave you with is this. A year ago, I didn't know there were people like this particular client who were waiting for me to show up. I know that now because he said, "Where were you a year ago?" And the thing I want you to think about is who's waiting for you to show up? Who's out there suffering with the problem that you solve? Who is out there in pain because they don't have access to your insights and your expertise and your ideas? And because of that, they are in a position that is far below where they should be. Who are those people? And why aren't you showing up for them? Hey, thanks for listening. Do me a favor. If you like what you hear, go on iTunes and leave us a rating and a review because it helps more people discover the show. Thanks so much.